friends, I'm Desiree Joy Evelo, and welcome to Radiant Joy Yoga and Fitness. You may have been listening to all the haters out there saying, you're too old, you're not fit enough, you're too big, you're not flexible enough to do yoga. But I can assure you, that is all a lie. And yes, you can practice yoga. Sometimes you just need an extra assist to get you there. Today, we'll be going through a chair yoga practice. We're going to be using any sturdy chair. I'm using a folding chair today, but you can use a kitchen chair, anything you have that doesn't have arms or wheels. You'll notice my chair is sitting on my yoga mat. I'm doing that so it doesn't slip or slide. So please place your chair on a surface where it's not going to move around if you don't have a yoga mat. You can also bring your chair up against the wall so it doesn't move. We'll be incorporating a yoga strap as well today. If you don't have a yoga strap at home, use a belt, a rope, a towel, anything you have laying around at your house. And I'm also incorporating a yoga block. I have a nice soft foam block. If you don't have a block, you can use a stack of books or maybe something a little bit more squishable like a pillow. So to get started, we're going to scoot up in our chair. Our knees are bent at our 90-degree angle with our knees directly over our ankles and heels. Now, if you're short and your feet don't quite touch the floor or you can't bend that 90 degrees, that's where your blocks come in. You can place your blocks underneath your feet so you can keep your knees in line with your hips. Once we've arranged ourselves, let's spread our toes nice and wide. We want to feel our feet pushing into the mat, turning on our leg muscles, pulling up our kneecap, activating our quads. We're going to sit up nice and tall, stacking ears over shoulders and shoulders over our hips. Let's bring our hands down to our thighs. Relax the shoulders down away from our ears. And let's begin to focus on the breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. If you'd like to close your eyes, go right ahead. Notice the coolness of the air going into your nasal passages and the warmth of your out breath over your upper lip. Notice what that feels like. Notice what sensations you're feeling in your body here. Notice as we breathe in and we're pushing that air down, we feel the belly expand, our rib cage expand out to our sides and to our back, and then the chest lifts gently. And as we exhale, the chest lowers, the rib cage knits together, and the belly button pulls into the backbone. Maybe you can bring a hand to your chest, a hand to your belly, just in order to connect with that movement just a little bit more. Feel your sitting bones connecting to your chair, your feet rooting down to the earth. While the rest of you rises skyward, sitting up nice and tall. Let's take one more deep deep breath together, into the nose, out through the mouth. Now let's start warming up our body. We're going to start with our neck. Just turning our head gently side to side, not forcing it, just working with our own range of motion. Now bringing our head to neutral, let's lift the chin upwards, just so we feel a gentle stretch to the neck, maybe the front of the chest. We don't want to throw our head too back to protect our cervical spine. And then exhale, let's tuck the chin to the chest, allow gravity to pull our head forward, stretching the back of our neck. Making sure we're breathing as we're here. And inhale, let's lift our head back to neutral. And we're going to write a few O's with our nose. So we imagine our nose is a marker. We're practicing our penmanship. We're going to start small circles. Let your eyes track with the direction of your head. And then let's get a little bigger. Now let's switch directions, starting small. And then getting bigger. All right, let's stretch the side of the neck next. Let's bring our left ear down to our left shoulder. Feel a lovely stretch here at the side of the neck. And then if we like, we can now stretch our right arm like we're stopping traffic. Open the palm. You'll feel a stretch through the neck and through the arm. Your arm stretch might feel a little intense, so if you want to drop your arm, that's okay. Deep breath in and exhale to release. Let's switch to the right side. Right ear towards right shoulder. We can keep our hand on our thigh, or if we'd like, let's outstretch it, opening the palm. And let's release back to center. Now let's work on the shoulders. We're going to start rotating them. Small, gentle rotations just to lubricate the shoulders. Get them ready for some more movement. Now, let's move on to our hips. I'm scooting up a little bit further in my chair so I have some more room to move with my legs. Doing some hip circles so we can lubricate the hip joints and get those muscles warmed up. So I'm bringing either my hands to my hips, or you can hold on to the side of your chair. I'm going to start with my left leg, extending it out and then rotating it open and around. So we'll inhale to extend. And exhale to circle it around. We'll do 4. And now let's switch directions. So pulling heel back and then opening it up. Pulling back, open it up. Let's do 2 more. All right, now let's switch to the right leg. Extending. And then circling it open. We'll do 4 in this direction. That's 3, 2, and 1. Now let's reverse. Slide the heel towards you, open the hip, bring it around. 3, 2, and 1. Now let's work on warming the rest of the legs up. We can bring our hands to our hips. We're going to lift one heel at a time, warming up our calves and our shin muscles. Just pedal it out. Okay, now let's circle the ankles out. We're gonna lift the left foot. If we need to assist with hands underneath or behind the thigh, let's go ahead and do that. And we'll circle and then reverse the direction. Now let's switch to the right leg. Bring those hands behind the thigh. Start rotating one direction and then the other. All right, let's come back to our hands because we didn't do anything with them. I know a lot of us have arthritis in the hands and it's always helpful to warm them up. So we're gonna bring those fingers out wide, like we're trying to stop traffic, and then bring them in. Out and in. And let's circle out the wrists and switch directions. All right, now we have all of our joints warmed up, major joints. We're gonna come to our back to warm that up. I'm bringing my feet open just a little bit wider than hip width, maybe about shoulder width apart. My hands are coming to my thighs. And let's go through some seated cat-cow together. So as we inhale, I'm gonna hinge forward a little bit, open the chest, my sternum's pointing forward, and I lift my gaze slightly. I let the belly drop. And then exhaling, big arch in the spine. I'm using my hands on my knees for support. Arch your back like a cat. Tuck your chin to your chest. Look at the belly button. Now let's flow between those two positions with the breath. So we inhale for cow, exhale for cat. Take your time. Articulate through each vertebrae. All right, now let's move to some spinal rotation, some twisting. We're gonna bring our hands to heart center, palms together with our thumbs facing our sternum, planting those feet. Let's bring them back hip distance width apart. And using just the muscles in our core, we're going to twist. Inhale to center, exhale to twist. All right, let's bring those hands down. Bringing left hand to the side of my chair. I'm inhaling. Let's lift the right arm up and over. See my rib cage is lifting away from my hip, creating a nice stretch through the side of my body. Now, if getting your arm overhead doesn't work for you, that's okay. You can keep it here or keep it on your shoulder. Choose which version works for you. Deep breath in. And let's exhale, release. Let's switch to opposite side. Inhale to extend. And exhale to release. Let's do that a few more times each side. Breathing as we move. All right, let's get ready to build some heat in the body. We're going to start with some seated Sun Salutations. So we're staying scooted up in our chair, feet firmly planted, those toes spread wide, knees stacked over ankles. Sitting up firm in your chair, we feel our sitting bones connecting to the earth or connecting to our chair. All right, let's inhale. Reaching arms skyward, extended mountain pose. Now remember, if your arms can't come up that high, that's okay. You can keep them here. Big stretch, maybe we lift our gaze skyward, and now exhale. We're gonna swan dive those hands, hinge at our hips, lowering belly towards our thigh. That's okay if we can't touch the mat. We can keep our hands wherever they fall, or maybe they stay on our thighs, that's okay. Now inhale, halfway lift, sliding our hands up our shins. Exhale to release. Now inhale, push down through your heels. Circle those arms skyward. Extended mountain. Now exhaling, hands come behind the right thigh, bringing right knee to the chest. Lift the gaze, and then exhale. Try bringing knee or nose towards your knee. Come back to neutral and release. Let's switch to the left leg, hands behind the thighs. Knee towards the chest, lift our gaze, and exhale. Bring your nose towards your knee. And release, coming back to our seated mountain. And now let's repeat that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, push down through the heels, circle sweep, coming all the way up. And exhale, right knee to the chest. Lift your gaze. Exhale, nose towards the knee. Release, left leg, knee towards the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, nose towards the knee. And release. Inhale, reaching up, extended mountain, lift the gaze. Exhale, hip hinge, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, push down through the heels, circle sweep, all the way up, extended mountain. As we exhale, pulling right knee towards the chest. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, crunch, nose towards the knee. And release, switch to the left. Pulling left knee into the chest. Inhale, gazing upwards. And exhale, crunch, nose towards the knee. And release. Inhale, arms up. It's going to be our last round. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to release. Push down through the heels, circle sweep up, extended mountain, and then coming right knee to the chest. Lift the gaze. Exhale, crunch, nose towards the knee. Let's release, left leg. Knee towards chest, lifting our gaze. Exhale, crunch, nose towards the knee, and release. Now come back to our seated mountain pose. Your muscles should start feeling a little bit warmer now. Now let's take a wider stance with the legs. We're going to open the hips, toes pointed out, heels in. We want our knees to track with the direction of our toes. We're coming to our goddess squat. Let's inhale, bring arms skyward, and as we exhale, bend those elbows. We're squeezing our shoulder blades together, pulling in our abdominals to push out all our air. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Still feel those connections through the feet. Keep pressing them to the mat. Inhale, reach up. Now we're going to switch our movement here. As we exhale, let's hip hinge, swan dive. We're going to bring one forearm across the other. Now push down through the heels. Inhale, circle sweep all the way up. Exhale, come back down. Opposite forearm comes on top this time. Feel your connection through the feet. Feel that strong leg muscles. And lift back up. And let's bring those hands to our thighs. Maintaining this wide stance, we're going to come to a crunch. Bring right hand behind the head, keeping a nice neutral spine. Left arm comes down to our side. So what we're doing, crunching the left side of the body. Here we go. Inhale, exhale to crunch. Now let's switch sides. The left hand comes behind the head. If it doesn't come up that high, that's okay. Leave it on your shoulder. Right arm down to the side, 5 on this side. Here we go. Inhale and exhale, crunch. Really feel those oblique muscles squeezing. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. And we're feeling all nice and warm. We're going to move in to a gate pose flow. I'm going to plant my left leg where it is, right knee bent at my 90-degree angle, feet firmly planted on the mat. Left leg, I'm going to open the hip. Trying to keep my toes facing forward. If you need to keep your knee bent, that's okay. Perfect. Choose what feels good to you in your body. Now, strong core, sitting up as tall as possible. Activating our abdominal muscles. We're going to inhale, lifting our arms out, shoulder height. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Open your gate. Imagine your arms are your gate. Inhale, bring it back up. And exhale, close the gate. Last one this side. Come back, bring those hands down. Now let's switch to the opposite side. We can assist our left leg back in, keeping it in line with the hip, knee directly over our ankle. Let's open the right hip, extending the leg, keeping a soft bend in our knee if we need to. Feeling that nice stretch to the inner thigh. Sitting up nice and tall, activating our core. Inhale, arms come out. And exhale, open the gate. Inhale to close. Making sure we're breathing. And last one, open the gate. Feel that stretch to the side body, stretch to the inner thigh, and release. Let's assist that leg back to center. Now, let's grab our block. And remember, if we don't have blocks, you can use a stack of books, pillows, whatever you have. I'm gonna open my body to the right side of my chair. And you notice my inner thighs being firmly supported by my chair seat. My right hand comes to the back of the chair. I'm going to bring my block and place it underneath my left knee, keeping my left toes on the mat, coming to a seated lunge. If we feel secure, we can lift both hands, otherwise hold on to the back of the chair with your right arm. We're going to inhale, lift the left arm, open the chest, crescent lunge. And exhale, slowly lower that arm. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. And inhale, reach. And release. Now let's switch to the other side. Opening up to the left side of our mat. Left thighs firmly supported by our chair seat. Our block comes underneath our right knee. Right toes stay on the ground. This knee's bent at a 90-degree angle. Either holding on to the back of the chair with your left hand for stability, or you can lift both hands up. All right, inhale, sweep up the left arm, open the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, float that arm back down. Feel the resistance as you bring it down. Inhale. Making sure we're breathing as we move. All right, one more time for our Crescent Lunge, Asana, reaching skyward. And exhale to release. Bringing ourselves forward in our chair once again. And we're going to move on to a seated Warrior 2 series. So with Warrior 2, we have a few ways to go about this. We can turn the whole body to the right side, slide back across our chair so our thigh is supported by the seat, and we can extend our left leg behind us with the left toes pointing towards the front of the chair. Now, if that full leg extension does not feel good, you can keep a knee bent, or you can bend it at 90 degrees and just keep a nice angle here, and you can scoot over in your chair. Either way works. So I'm going to demonstrate with leg extended first and thigh supported by my chair. Going to keep my chest open towards the front of my chair. Inhale, bring arms out. Check to see if they're level. Squeeze those shoulder blades in behind us like we're trying to hold a pencil in between them. We're turning the head, looking over our right fingertips. And this is our Warrior 2 position. We want to push those feet firmly into the floor. We feel our leg muscles, that right leg working really hard. Let's inhale, open our right palm, and then exhale. Left hand comes to our thigh or holding onto our chair. As we reach up, we feel the rib cage lift away from our hips, stretching to the side body. Our gaze is lifting upwards to the ceiling. Peaceful warrior. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Come back to our Warrior 2. With our next breath, we're hip hinging. Right forearm comes to the right thigh, and we're going to rotate that left arm in front of the body and lift it up, bringing it close to our ear for extended side angle. Now let's pull that shoulder back a little bit, open the chest, lift our gaze skyward. Now as we inhale, let's push down through the heel, use our core, lift ourselves back up. Warrior 2. Now let's drop our hands. We're going to bring them behind the back, interlocking our fingers, making a great big fist. Let's take a deep breath in, and then exhale, hip hinge forward, bringing belly and chest towards the thigh, lifting our hands for humble warrior. And let's exhale to release. We can bring hands to our thigh to help push ourselves back up. And now let's switch. We're going to come forward in our chair, and let's switch to the other side. So we have that option again. We can open up completely to the left side of our chair, let our thigh be supported by the seat. Extend that right leg back with toes facing the front of the chair. And if this is too much, keep a nice bent knee, or you can just bend it at 90 degrees, just like so. Whatever feels best to you. I'm going to stay here this time so you can see it. All right, Warrior 2, opening our chest and our hips towards the front of the chair, Arms come out to our sides at shoulder height. Let those shoulders relax back and down, squeezing shoulder blades together. Turning our head, looking over our left fingertips. We feel our feet pressing into the mat, our legs are working. Warrior two. As we inhale, let's open left palm and exhale. Reach skyward, opening the chest, lifting rib cage away from our hip. Notice left hand in this position comes to hold on to the side of my chair. And exhale, come back to our warrior two. Arms at shoulder height, squeezing shoulder blades together. And exhale, let's hip hinge forward. Left forearm comes to thigh. We're gonna sweep that right arm in front of our body and lift it up towards the ear. With our next breath, let's open the chest, pull that shoulder back just a little bit, turn our head, gaze skyward for extended side angle. Deep breath in, push down through the heel, rise all the way up, back to warrior two, gazing over our front fingertips. And now let's exhale. Bring those hands behind the back, clasping the fingers, making a big fist. Now let's exhale, hip hinge forward, bring the belly and chest close to the thigh, lifting our hands up for humble warrior. Let the head dangle. Breath in, and exhale, push down to the heel, rise up. And that was our warrior two flow. Now let's come back to seated, and we'll start to cool off the body. Let's go ahead and grab our strap. I'm gonna hold both ends, making a big loop. I'm gonna step my left foot in there. Bring it underneath the balls of my toes. As I inhale, let's extend the leg, flexing our toes up or towards our face. Now, if we don't have the strength to hold us up, that's okay. Grab your blocks, stack them, assist your leg on the blocks. Either or. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, hip hinge forward slightly. And if that hip hinge isn't available to us, just hold on to your straps as we come into this seated forward fold. Maybe try pulling your kneecap upwards by turning on your quad. See how that changes the feeling in the back of your leg and your hamstring. And notice if you're rounding forward, if your chin tucks all the way to your chest and you're looking down, go ahead, inhale, lift your gaze, lengthen through your neck. And exhale, let's release out of that and switch sides. Bringing our foot into our strap, using our blocks if we need to. We can assist that leg either holding here, toes flex up or towards our face, or we can bring our heel to our blocks and go from here. Let's inhale, I'm gonna sit up nice and tall, tallest we've ever sat before. And then exhale, maybe we hip hinge forward slightly. Remember, if that's not available to us, that's what the strap's for. Just hold on to your strap. Just by sitting down, you're already in a forward fold. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Feel the movement of your belly and chest again as we breathe in and out. Maybe we lift up the kneecap by activating our quad. See how that changes the stretch in your hamstring. Making sure we're lifting our gaze. All right, one more inhale. And exhale to release. I'm going to take our strap off of our foot. And we're going to pull our blocks closer to us, towards our chair. Now let's assist our legs. We're going to bring the outside edge of our foot onto our blocks, bringing the soles of our feet together, allowing the knees to fall open like the pages of a book. We're going to set up nice and tall. We feel our sitting bones connecting to the chair, outside edges of our feet pushing into our blocks. Let's reconnect to our breath. Breathe in and out through the nose. You might feel a little tight here in the hips and the hip flexors. So we can imagine that we're sinking our breath, sinking our exhales into those muscles. And with every exhale, we're inviting them to release for us. Let's take a few more rounds of breath like that. And let's stay here if this is comfortable for you. If not, you can bring your feet back to the mat, coming back to your seated mountain pose. We're going to do a pranayama technique that I like to call chicken soup breathing. We're going to open our hands. Imagine that you are holding a bowl of yummy homemade chicken soup. Your bowl of soup is so hot that you can't eat it right now. So you have to blow on your soup. Now, when we blow, we can't blow too hard, otherwise you're gonna get boiling hot soup blown all over you. We don't want that to happen. We want to have nice, long, slow, steady exhales so we can cool off our soup enough so we can eat it. So how we're gonna do this, sitting up nice and tall, bringing our bowl of soup to us. Imagine the hands getting all nice and warm. Let's inhale through our nose, and as we exhale, blow through your lips. Try to make your exhales as long and slow as possible. All right, big inhale. Remember, we're sniffing our delicious soup. And exhale. Let's do that again. Let's take 2 more rounds. Last one. If your feet are still on your blocks, let's assist your legs, bringing them back down to the mat. And we can keep our blocks where they are. Or maybe bring them a bit forward. We're going to bring our legs either hip distance or slightly wider. Let's inhale, lifting those arms up. And then exhale, let's hip hinge forward. Coming to a forward fold. Maybe we decide to rest our hands on our blocks. We could shift our gaze underneath our chair. Maybe we'd like to have our arms dangling or holding onto our ankles. Whatever feels good to us here. Find some length through the back. Release your neck. Choose whatever version of this feels good to you. One more deep breath in. Let's bring our hands to our shins. We're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, coming back to seated. Now, one final stretch before we come to our Savasana today. Let's move our blocks and grab our strap so we can stretch our quads, this big muscle on the front of our thigh. Gonna make a big loop. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me better. I'm turning to my left side, holding onto my chair. I'm bringing my loop, letting it dangle to the floor, and I'm going to step my toes in to my strap so it comes onto my right ankle. And I can lift up on my strap. Or if you can grab your ankle, you can also grab it as well. Yogi's choice. We're keeping our knee in line with our hip, feeling that stretch in our quad muscle. One more deep breath in and exhale to release. Now let's switch sides. Dangling my loops, stepping my left toes through it. This time I'm just gonna sit forward so you can see. And then lift up on your strap or grab your ankle. Yogi's choice, hold onto your chair with your right hand. Try keeping your knee in line with your hip. You need to scoot over to the side of your chair. Go for it. Nice deep inhales and exhales. One more deep inhale. And exhale to release. Go ahead, set that strap aside now. We can slide back into our chairs. Let's give ourselves a great big hug before we come into our final relaxation. Let's inhale, open those arms out, stretch across the chest. And then exhale, wrap yourself up into a big bear hug. Those hands pull the shoulders together, feeling that nice stretch to our shoulders. Maybe we choose to rock side to side. Show yourself a little gratitude and appreciation for what you accomplished today. You took a full yoga class that was designed just for you. You did wonderfully. Remember what arm you have on top. Let's inhale, uncross the arms. Big stretch one more time. And exhale, wrap yourself up. Opposite arm comes on top this time. Pulling those shoulders together. Big hug. Show yourself some love and appreciation. You are amazing, my friend. You didn't think you could do it, but you did. Great job. Now let's come to our final relaxation or Savasana. I'm going to use my blocks to bring underneath my feet, rest my heels on, and you can place them where you feel comfortable. We're going to scoot our bottoms forward just a little bit in our chair so we can lean back on our backrest comfortably. You can bring your hands wherever they feel comfortable to you. You can let them dangle at your side, or maybe let them rest on your thighs or in your hip creases. Let's close our eyes and listen to the sound of my voice. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. Feel the muscles of your face relaxing. Unclench your jaw. Relax your cheeks and your forehead. Smooth out your brows. Let your shoulders relax. Give yourself permission to release and relax here. You earned it. And everyone has a right to find some stillness and to find some release and relaxation in their lives. Maybe you notice the sensations in your body right now. Maybe you feel your muscles pulsing. You might feel energy moving through your body. Maybe you just feel a sense of peace and calm. Allow your breathing to come back to its natural rhythm. Now, let's take a deep breath in through your nose and let it go through your mouth. If your eyes are closed, slowly flutter your eyelashes open. Let's bring in some gentle movement back to the body. Start wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe we turn the head side to side. Let's inhale, bring those arms overhead. Take a big stretch. Maybe you let yourself arch over the back of your chair a little. Rotate out your wrist. Let's come back to seated. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me here today in this seated yoga practice. Don't let everybody else's opinion dissuade you from trying yoga and practicing more regularly. No matter what body you have, what your age is, and what your capabilities are, you can do yoga. If you enjoyed this practice, if you found confidence practicing yoga with me, or you felt peaceful and calm, please like this video, share it with someone else who might need it in their life, and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. The love and light in me honors the love and light in each one of you. Namaste. Have a great day, everyone.